Hello everybody. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to access properly your in-apps applications and your post-assessment. Before you can access your in-apps applications, you have to perform two tasks. Number one, make sure that you've downloaded Photoshop and you've signed in with your Adobe username and password that I provided you with. If you did not do that, you need to come to the class info page, watch this 30-minute video, follow the instructions, download Adobe, sign in Adobe Photoshop, sign in with your username provided in your email, and then it will bring you to this page. Now, if you've already downloaded Adobe and you've followed those instructions, then you need to come to the Figure 8 Adobe app. On this page, you need to make sure that your Photoshop is updated. How do you know that it's updated? It will not have a blue update. If it has a blue update like this InDesign does, you need to press update so that it shows this. Once your Photoshop shows open, you're set. You're ready to go. Now, I'm using a Mac, so my screen will look different from you guys. So now I am going to go ahead and I am going to click on my Gmetrix. And I'm going to log in. Sign in. I'm going to maximize my screen. And then I'm going to click on Photoshop. Then I'm going to come to Project Setup and Interface. Last week we worked on session 1. This week we're working on session 2. Before you can do the InApps exercise labs, you need to make sure you've completed the pre-assessment, lesson 1, lesson 2, all of the documents in each one of these sections. Then you'll be ready to do your in-app exercise labs. So now what you're going to do is you're going to click on the in-app exercise labs, click on take, and you just let your computer do the work. It says, please wait while we prepare your test. Now, a box may appear saying that they detect multiple Photoshops. If that's the case, select the 2020 version to use. Then it's going to open it up. Now, from a previous test that I took, I answered questions. I'm going to show you. I've answered questions creating guides, creating a new document, HTV document, and now I'm on the color picker question. So I'm going to answer this last question for you, the color picker question, and then I'm going to grade it. Give it a second to load. Now for this color picker question, it tells you to color pick the light blue color from the tree icon and apply it to the wildlife text. Now, of course, it's not going to count this until it's finished loading, but I'm just going to go in and show you one way of doing it. There are multiple ways of answering these questions. So for this, what I would probably do is I would select the wildlife, then I would come to the color picker option up here. When this box appears, it changes to a color picker. I will come to the tree. You will see that it changes the wildlife, and then I would press OK. But now, being that it did not record that because it's still loading, I have to wait for it to finish to load, and then I will be able to do it, and then we can grade the test and see how I did. Now let me just try resetting the task and see if that helps. It seems as though my Photoshop. Now, if this happens to you, your best bet, and I'm glad that this trouble is happening so that you can see how to fix it. What I would do in this instance is I will come to Photoshop and I will close out. And yeah, it's as if it's freezing. It's not allowing you to close out. So I'm on an Apple. So what I can do is I can force quit, and I can force quit because my Photoshop froze. So if that happens to you and you're on an Apple, just force quit it. But if you're on a Mac, you can press Control Alt Delete and the task manager will pop up, and then you can, that's the same as force quitting. Okay, so let me go ahead and reopen my Gmetrix, and I'm hoping it works this time. Sign in. Let's try it. Project setup and interface. Maximize my screen. InApps exercise labs. Resume. Let the computer run its course. Now, it says here, this is the screen that I was talking about. It's going to ask you, it detects two different versions of Photoshop. Always choose the newer version, which is the Adobe 2020, and then press continue. Now, it may start me from the beginning or it may start me from task 4. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. I'm going to highlight wildlife. Well, I came and I clicked on the T. I highlight wildlife. Then I'm going to come to the color picker. It's going to change to this little color picker. I'm going to come to the tree and select it. It changes my wildlife to that color, and I'm going to press OK. And then I'm going to press grade. Then it's going to show me that I have answered everything, and I'm going to press submit. Now let's see how I did. I got 100%. So that is what you want to do to access your in-apps applications and your post-assessment. I'm glad that there was an error when I did this tutorial. So now you know if there is an error, close out completely of Gmetrix, of Photoshop, and just open everything up and it will show where you left off. Have a good evening. Bye.